Types of test reporting and marking. Types कौन सी हैं रिपोर्टिंग की और मार्किंग की. यूजली टू टाइप्स ऑफ टेस्ट आर यूज्ड इन स्कूल. क्राइटेरियन referenced and norm referenced. Criterion referenced tests are used to measure student mastery of instructional objective or curricular rather than to compare one student performance with another or to rank students. They are often used as benchmark to identify areas of strength and weaknesses in a given curriculum. Norm reference tests compare an individual performance to of his classmates, then thus emphasizing relative rather an absolute performance. Scores on norm reference test indicate the student ranking relative position to that group. Typically, score used with norm reference test include raw scores, grade norms, percentiles, stanines, and standard scores. Raw score. The raw score is simply the number of points received on the test when a test has been scored according to the directions. raw score एक सादा नंबर है जो कि हासिल किया जाता है किसी भी टेस्ट में जब भी कोई टेस्ट किसी भी रूल्स के तहत लिए जाते हैं या किसी भी डायरेक्शंस के तहत लिए जाते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ ए स्टूडेंट रिस्पॉन्ड टू 65 atoms correctly on an objective test in which each correct atom counts 1 point, the raw score will be 65. मिसाल के तौर पर एक स्टूडेंट जो है वो 65 सवालात का ठीक जवाब देता है और ये एक ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप टेस्ट है और हर ठीक जवाब का एक क्वेश्चन है तो उसका स्कोर कितना होगा 65. Although raw score is a numerical summary of the student test performance, it is not very meaningful without further information. For example, in the above example, what does a raw score of 35 means? How many atoms were in the test? What kinds of problems were asked? How the atoms were difficult? Grade norms. Grade norms are widely used with standardized achievement tests, especially at elementary level. The grade equivalent that corresponds to a particular raw score identifies the grade level at which the typical student obtained that raw score. Grade equivalents are based on the performance of the student in the norm group in each of 2 or more grades. Percentile ranking. A percentile is a score that indicates the rank of the score compared to others same grade age using a hypothetical group of 100 students. In other words, a percentile rank or percentile score indicate a student relative position in the group in terms of percentage of students. Percentile rank is interpreted as the percentage of individual receiving scores equal or lower than a given score. A percentile of 25 indicates that student test performance is equal or exceeds 25 out of the 100 students on the same measure. Standard scores. A standard score is also derived from the raw score using the normal information gathered when the test was developed. Instead of indicating a student's rank compared to others, standard scores indicate how far above or below the average, mean, and individual score falls. Using a common scale such as one with the average of 100, basically standard score express test performance in terms of standard deviation from the mean. Standard scores can be used to compare individuals of different grades or age groups because all are converted into same numerical scale. There are various forms of standardized scores such as Z-score, T-score, and stanines. Z-score expresses test performance simply and directly as the number of ST units. A raw score is above or below the mean. A Z-score is always negative when the raw score is similar that mean. Symbolic representation can be shown as Z minus score is equal to X minus M divided by ST. The t-score refers to any set of normally distributed standard score that has a mean of 50 and ST of 100. Symbolically, it can be represented as t minus score is equal to 50 plus 100C. Stanines are the simplest form of normalized standard scores that illustrate the process of normalization. Stanines are single-digit scores ranging from 1 to 9. They are groups of percentile ranks with the entire groups of score divided into 9 parts with the largest number of individuals falling in the middle stanines and fewer groups falling at the extremes Lin and Groundland 2000. Norms reference test and traditional letter grade system. It is the most easiest and popular way of grading and reporting system. The traditional system is generally based on grades A to F. The rating is generally reflected as grade A excellent, B very good, C good, D satisfactory, average, E unsatisfactory, below average, and F fail. This system does truly assess a student progress in different learning domains. First shortcomings is that using this system it is difficult to interpret the result. Second, student performance is linked with achievement, effort, work habit, and good behavior. Traditional letter grade system is unable to assess all these domains of a student. Third, the proportion of students assigned each letter grade generally varies from teacher to teacher. Fourth, it does not indicate patterns of strength and weaknesses in the student Lin and Groundland 2000. In spite of these shortcomings, this system is popular in schools, colleges, and universities. Criterion-referenced test and system of pass-fail. It is a very popular way of reporting students' progress, particularly at elementary level in the context of Pakistan, as majority of the parents are illiterate or hardly literate. Therefore, they have concern with pass or fail about their student performance in school. The system is mostly used for courses taught under a pure mastery learning approach, criterion reference testing. The system has also many shortcomings. First, as students are declared just pass or fail, successful or unsuccessful, so many students do not work hard and hence their actual learning remains unsatisfactory or below desired level. Second, these two category system provide less information to teachers, students, and parents than the traditional letter grade ABCD system. Third, it provides no indication of level of learning. Checklist of objectives. To provide more information, progress reports, some schools have replaced or supplemented the traditional grading system with a list of objectives to be checked or rated. This system is more popular at elementary school level. The major advantage of this system is that it provides a detailed analysis of student strengths and weaknesses. For example, the objective for assessing reading comprehension can have the following objectives: reads with understanding, work out meaning and use of new words, reads well to others, reads independently for pleasure. Rating scale. In many schools, students' progress is prepared on some rating scale, usually 1 to 10 instead letter grade. Indicates the purest performance while 10 indicates 1 indicate the purest performance. 1 जो है वो निशानदेही करता है कि कारकर्दगी जो है वो बहुत ही लो है, और 100 एक्सीलेंट को या एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी परफॉर्मेंस कारकर्दगी को शो करता है. बट इन द ट्रू सेंस ईच रेटिंग level corresponds to a specific level of learning achievement. Such rating scales are also used by evaluation of students for admission into different programs at university level. Some other rating scales can also be seen across the world. In rating scales, we generally assess student abilities in the context of how much, how often, how good. Anderson 2003, the continuum may be qualitative, such as how good a student behaves, or it may quantitative, such as how much marks a student got in a test. Developing rating scales has become a common practice nowadays, but still many teachers do not possess the skill of developing an appropriate rating scale in context to their particular learning situations. Letters to parents, guardians. Some school keep parents informed about the progress of their children by writing letters. तो स्टूडेंट जो हैं वो वालदैन को, बच्चों के जो वालदैन होते हैं उनको प्रोग्रेस के हवाले से, उनकी कारकर्दगी के हवाले से इन्फॉर्म करने के लिए उन्हें लेटर लिखते हैं. राइटिंग लेटर्स टू पेरेंट्स इज़ यूजली डन बाय ए फ्यूअर टीचर्स हु हैव more concerned with their students, as it is a time consuming activity. But at the same time, some good teachers avoid to write formal letters as they think that many aspects are not clearly interpreted, and some of the parents also do not feel comfortable to accept such letter. Lynn and Groundland 2000 state that although letters to parents might provide a good supplement to other types of report, their usefulness as the sole method of reporting progress is limited by several of the following factors. Comprehensive and thoughtful written report require excessive amount of time and energy. Descriptions of students' learning may be misinterpreted by the parent. Fail to provide a systematic and organized information. Portfolio. The teachers of some good schools prepare complete portfolio of their students. Portfolio is actually cumulative record of a student which reflects his her strength and weaknesses in different subjects over the period of time. It indicates what strategies were used by the teachers to overcome the learning difficulties of the students. It also shows student progress periodically, which indicate his her trend of improvement. Developing portfolio is really a hard task for teacher, as she has to keep a record of students such as a teacher lesson plans, test, student best pieces of work, and their assessments record in a calendar year. An effective portfolio is more than simply a file into which student work products are placed. It is purposefully select collection of a work that often contains commentary on the entries by both students and teachers. No doubt portfolio is a good tool for student assessment, but it has three limitations. First, it is a time-consuming process. Second, teacher must possess the skill of developing portfolio, which is most of the time lacking. Third, it is ideal for small class size, and in Pakistani context, particularly at elementary level, class size is usually large, and hence the teacher cannot maintain portfolio of a large class. Report cards. This is a practice of report cards in many good educational institutions in many countries, including Pakistan. Many parents desire to see the report cards or progress reports in written form issued by the school. Although a good report card explains the achievement of student in terms of scores or marks, conduct and behavior, participation in class activities. Well-written comments can offer parents and students questions as to how to make improvement in specific academic or behavior areas. These provide teachers opportunities to be reflective about the academic and behavior progress of their students. Such reflections may result in teacher gaining a deeper understanding of each student's strengths and needs for improvement. Broadly, 1998 has divided words and phrases into three categories about what to include and exclude from written comments on report card. If words or phrases that promote positive view of the student, get along well with pupil, has a good grasp of, has improved tremendously, it is a real joy to have in class, is well respected by his classmates, works very hard, words and phrases to convey the student need help, could benefit from, find it difficult at time to, has trouble with, requires help with, needs reinforcement in. Words and phrases to avoid are used with extreme cautions, always, never, cannot, are unable to, do not. रिपोर्ट कार्ड यूजली कैरीज टू शॉर्टकमिंग्स. रिपोर्ट कार्ड्स के अंदर दो गलतियां होती हैं. रिगार्डलेस ऑफ हाउ ग्रेड्स आर असाइंड, स्टूडेंट्स एंड पेरेंट्स टेंड टू यूज देम normatively. B. Many students and parents and some teachers believe that grades are far more precise than they are. In most grading schemes, an F donate to fail are unsatisfactory. Hall 1990 and Wiggins 1994 state that not only grade imprecise, they are vague in their meaning. They do not provide parents or teachers with a thorough understanding of what has been learned or accomplished.